Another year, another L. Another year, another L to that team up north. What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Keaton, back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. Link is in the description below. As I get into my OSU versus Michigan recap. Before I get into this video, I want to congratulate Michigan for a phenomenal game. They really came out and they did what they needed to do to win against their arch rival, Ohio State. Jim Harbaugh being suspended the way he is, Sharon Moore stepping in as the offensive coordinator, stepping into the head coaching position and just not being phased, just doing a phenomenal job of getting his team prepared each week and winning games, and they did just that. So you have to really give Michigan credit there. The fans deserve it, and like I said, congratulations to them. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. Um, Ohio State has lost to this team 3 years in a row. I don't know what else to say. Ryan Day, obviously, we're gonna get into him. He's just not the right coach for this team. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you guys throughout this whole video. This dude is just not a right coach for this team. You know, you've had year after year after year to prepare for this team. You know, the way you lost 2 years ago at Michigan, 42-27, and then last year you lose at home 45-23 in good fashion. You know, you think you would learn from those mistakes, just like I said last year. You think you would learn from those mistakes the last 2 years. You came into this year. I understand that the score was close. This was a better game than the past 2 years. But at the end of the day, this is the Ohio State University. There's standards that have to be met when you're Ryan Day. And he has not met those standards when it comes to facing this Michigan team. You can be all these cupcake teams on your schedule and then call yourself number 2 team in the country going into this game. But when it comes to going up against a real team like Michigan, who has had your number the last 2 years, you don't show up when it matters. And if you're an Ohio State fan out here, and I'm a huge diehard Ohio State fan, I'm just gonna be honest with my team. When it comes to Ryan Day, he coached scared yesterday. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you guys. He coached scared yesterday. You know, you saw in the fourth quarter, I'm talking specifically here, we're down 27-24. Michigan gets the ball with around 6 minutes or so on the clock left in the game. And if you're Ohio State, if you're Ryan Day, if you're that Ohio State defense, you know Michigan is going to run the football. You know they're going to try and milk that clock. And that's exactly what they did. There were 6 minutes left on the clock in the game, right? What does Michigan do? Take 5 minutes off the clock. 5 minutes off the clock is what they took off. Ryan Day and Ohio State had 3 timeouts left. And Ryan Day, you know, like I said, you know Michigan's going to run the football for the rest of that game. And they did just that. And clock is ticking. And Ryan Day still hasn't used his timeouts. You see him on the sideline. If you guys watch the game, you see him on the sideline. Hands are getting tight. He knows that clock is ticking down. He knows time is running out, and he doesn't use his timeouts earlier in the fourth quarter there. You know, he waits till about 2 minutes left or under 2 minutes to start using his timeouts, and then Ohio State gets the ball back with a minute left in the game here. It's just irritating as an Ohio State fan to be able to just to watch this same thing happen year after year when it comes to Ryan Day against Michigan. Michigan owns Ryan Day, like I've been saying. He owns Ryan Day. Ryan Day doesn't show up against this team up north. And it's very evident because he's coached scared in each of his matchups that he's lost the last 3 years. And it's inexcusable. Like I said, this is the Ohio State University. You know, when you're coaching, when you are a player on Ohio State, Michigan, blue collar programs, expectations have to be met. And if expectations aren't met, you know, chances are you're not going to be here much longer. And I believe, in my opinion, Ryan Day is going to be fired or won't be the head coach for Ohio State going into next season. And some of you Ohio State fans won't agree with me on that, but I'm just being honest with you. Ryan Day, until he's gone from this Ohio State team, Ohio State will continue to lose Michigan year in and year out. Because, like I said before, you cannot. I'm not buying the schedule. Listen, the schedule, Ohio State, yes. Okay, you beat Notre Dame, okay, earlier in the year, 17-14 on the road. Okay, cool, whatever. Notre Dame still wasn't a good football team by the end of the year. They had like 3 losses or whatever it was, okay? So, like I said, Ohio State needs, in my opinion, need to play a better schedule when it comes to, you know, going up against these good teams like Michigan because, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not buying our schedule because we play all these easy teams like Rutgers, who are not, yeah, Rutgers, Maryland, Michigan State, all these teams. Like, yes, of course, when you play an easy schedule like that, you're gonna be a number 2 team every year. But who gives a crap about what you did early in the year? I could care less about what you do. I could care less if you lose all your games. But when it comes to that team up north, it's time to beat this team, and you have not done that. When you're Ryan Day, he's not showing up against this team. At the end of the day, guys, you knew what was on the line going into this game if you're Ohio State. Most likely, if you would have lost this game, you're pretty much going to be out of the college football playoff. Okay? And it doesn't help your cause by losing yesterday and also Washington winning their game and Texas and Oregon winning their games in dominant fashion. You didn't help your cause yesterday. And at the end of the day, Ryan Day just needs to be gone from his team. Plain and simple. Okay? Whether you agree with me or not. 3 strikes, you're out. You've had 3 opportunities to beat this Michigan team, and you just have not beaten this Michigan team. You have not figured out. Understand this, okay? Ryan Day, Jim Harbaugh wasn't on those sidelines yesterday. Sharon Moore, who was an offensive coordinator slash offensive line coach, was in there calling plays. Where was the creativity for Ryan Day throughout the game yesterday? And that's the thing. That's the thing I brought up last year. Is you look at the game last year, Ryan Day coached scare in that game as well, with his play calling, his lack of aggressiveness to get the ball down the field. Did the same thing yesterday. Okay, especially in that fourth quarter where the run game, we were running the ball up Michigan's throats the entire. I mean, for the majority of that game. So why do you go away from doing that? And late in the second half, why do you go away from doing what was working in the first half of that game, and you get away from what you were doing? I just don't understand. And then Marvin Harrison Jr. had a big game yesterday. Why did you get away from him late in the game by not giving him the football? So this is the thing I'm talking about with Ryan Day. His lack of aggressiveness as a coach, his inability to, not really inability, but he's too scared. He's not coaching to win the game. He's coaching scared. When you coach scared, it's going to show in your play. It's going to show on the field, and that's what happened yesterday with Ohio State. Okay, at the end of the day, Ryan Day is not the right guy for the job. Okay, Urban Meyer is a better coach than Ryan Day. Jim Trussell is a better coach than Ryan Day. I'll take anybody at this point is an upgrade over Ryan Day. At the end of the day, Ryan Day, like I said, your terrible play calling throughout the season, and like I said this going into the game, weeks going into this game. Only way Ohio State comes out on top in this game is if one, Ryan Day doesn't coach scared, he gets aggressive with his play calls, right? 2, Kyle McCord doesn't turn the ball over. Doesn't turn the ball over. I told him he needs to have at least a flawless game to beat this Michigan team on the road. You look at Ohio State throughout the entire season, they're a second half team. And once again, they get off to a slow start down 14-3 in a hostile environment at Michigan. That's not a situation you want to be in. I understand that Ohio State got back into the game. But like I said, your inability to get off to good starts. You continue to get off to slow starts week in and week out. Week in and week out. and you're on the road at Michigan, and I said you have to get out to a good start and you have to take care of the football. So that's all I have to say about that. Let's get into the next um, stuff here. So we have the box score. I want to get into the stats of each player. So Kyle McCord, 18 completions, 30 attempts, 60%, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, QBR 94.2. Marvin Harrison, 5 receptions for 118 yards, averaging 23.6. Longest was 44 with 1 touchdown. Emeka Ibuka, 3 receiving, 25 yards, averaging 8 yards. Longest was 15, 1 touchdown. Okay, let's get into the Michigan side. J.J. McCarthy, 16 completions, 20 attempts, 80%, 148 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, QBR of 121.5. Blake Corum, the running back, 22 attempts for 88 yards, average 4. Longest is 22 with 2 touchdowns. Cornelius Johnson, 4 receptions for 33 yards, 8.25. Longest was 19. Okay, so those are the stats for those individual players there. Now let's get into the match stats. Okay, time of possession. Michigan dominated the time of possession. 33 minutes, 28 seconds to Ohio State's 26 minutes and 32 seconds. For Ohio State won the first down battle, 21 to 18. Ohio State won the total yards, 378 to Michigan's 338. Passing yards, Ohio State dominated that, 271 to Michigan's 182. Rushing yards, Michigan won that battle, 156 to 107. Penalties, Michigan had 3 to Ohio State's 1. Total return yards, Ohio State 42 to Michigan 16. Total plays, Michigan 60 to Ohio State's 58. Yards per play, Ohio State 6.5 to Michigan's 5.6. And then the turnover battle. This is exactly what I was saying a minute ago. The turnover battle. In order for Ohio State to go on the road in a hostile environment against that team up north, who has been playing well all season on defense, offense, special teams, coaching, all that stuff, you need to not turn the ball over. Ohio State lost the turnover battle, 2 to Michigan 0. And who was responsible for those 2 turnovers? Mr. Kyle McCord. And this leads into my next point. Kyle McCord is not the quarterback for Ohio State going forward. It shouldn't be, because his inability he's not mobile, number one. Hit 2, I have not been sold of what I've seen from him this season. He has had some flashes where he's had some good games, but he's not a CJ Stroud. He's not a Justin Fields. He's not any of those quarterbacks from the past. He's just not. He's not mobile. And if Ohio State wants to get back to national championships, they need to find a quarterback that can do it all. You look at J.J. McCarthy yesterday. That dude was extending plays with his legs and that type of deal. He looked comfortable out there, confident. He took care of the football, and that was the main emphasis of the game right there. That's the reason why Michigan won, is they didn't turn the ball over. And you look at the rest of the stats here. Pretty much Ohio State won most of their stats right here: first downs, total yards, passing yards, the penalties, total yards. The only thing that they lost was the turnovers. I said it was going to come down to turnovers, taking care of the football, and coaching. And Ohio State lost both of those battles. And that's exactly what I'm saying. And it hurts me to say this, but you look at Marvin Harrison Jr., he had a phenomenal game yesterday. Phenomenal game. Ohio State literally wasted a great performance of Marvin Harrison Jr. yesterday. That was potentially his last game in an Ohio State Buckeye jersey. Now we'll see what happens in terms of the college football playoff or whatever like that. But guys, like I said last year, when we lost to Michigan, I said that Ohio State wasn't going to get in the playoff after that blowout performance, and somehow we got in. This year is different. I don't see Ohio State getting in the college football playoff after losing. And like I said, there was a lot of expectations. There was a lot of things on the line going into this game, and Ohio State just, like I said, it Ryan Day, in my opinion, is the reason why Ohio State lost this game. He just coached scared, And like I said, until he's gone from this team, Ohio State's going to continue to lose to Michigan year in and year out. It doesn't matter if Jim Harbaugh is on the sidelines or not. For some reason, Ryan Day shies away from big moments when it comes to going up against this Michigan team. He does not show up when it matters most. And until he's gone, like I said, just be prepared for losses for years to come when it comes to these two teams. Ohio State losing to Michigan, that type of deal. Okay, so like I said, these two teams right here. Could we potentially see Ohio State and Michigan meeting up in the playoffs? Possibly, but I don't see it. At the end of the day, and I hate to say it, and this hurts to say it as a Buckeye fan. Like I said, I'm trying to be as real as possible in this video. Michigan might go all the way. Michigan might win the whole thing this year. And here's the reason why. I think they're going to win the whole thing this year. As hurts as like I said, it hurts to say this, but I gotta be real. The reason why I believe Michigan has a chance to win it all, everything is going their way in terms of they've won all their home games, right? They can win on the road. They have a quarterback that can pretty much do it all. He can throw, he can extend plays with his legs, he takes care of the football, he doesn't put the ball in harm's way. They have a run game, they have a defense, okay? And that type of deal. They have the coaching, all that stuff. They have everything going their way right now. Now, every Ohio State fan out here is going to be like, oh, well, Michigan cheated, with the whole scandal, with the whole sign stealing and stuff like that. Okay, I don't give a damn about all that, okay? If they cheated, so be it, okay? Look at the NFL. You don't think, like, look at the New England Patriots and stuff like that. They got caught cheating and that type of deal, right? So, like, if you want to blame Michigan, whether if they cheated, I don't know exactly if they cheated or not, but there's stuff going around that they did. I don't know for sure, but I'm just saying. Regardless of that, Michigan has what it takes offensively, defensively, special teams, coaching, everything. They have everything going their way to win a national championship this year. As bad as I said, it hurts to say that as an Ohio State fan, but I'm being realistic. I'm being real. This team has what it takes to win the whole thing. Okay. For like I said, for Sharon Moore to come in the way he did, stepping into Jim Harbaugh's shoes when he's suspended, and the way he just was just this creativity offensively, and just got the ball down the field with ease, had no issues offensively. Michigan had a day offensively. Okay, he deserves a lot of the credit, and I'm kind of surprised that he's not a head coach somewhere. I think he could be a great NFL coach, if I'm being completely honest with you. Like I said, he's an offensive minded. Like I said, he's an offensive coordinator for a reason, and his play calls definitely showed yesterday. Like I said, creativity and the ability to get the ball down the field, and his players responded well yesterday under pressure in a tight game. So we have to give Michigan credit there. But like I said, I think they have what it takes to win the whole thing, with the running game and with the quarterback and all that stuff. Um, but getting back to what I was saying about Ohio State, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, like I said, Kyle McCord and Ryan Day are just not the answers for this team. Like I said, we need a quarterback that's mobile, like a Justin Fields or all those quarterbacks that Ohio State's had in the past. We need something like that. Because Kyle McCord is just not going to, like I said, until he's off this team, he's going to continue to hold us back. He's going to continue to lose us games when it matters. Now, we can win games against all the other teams in the Big Ten. But when it comes to Michigan, a real team that has owned Ohio State the last 3 years, until Kyle McCord is gone, we're going to continue to lose this team. I'm just going to be real with you, okay? So, and then Ryan Day, get him off the team right now. I'm tired of Ryan Day. I've seen what I've seen the last 3 years. He's scared when it comes to going up against his Michigan team. He is scared out of his mind. And every Ohio State fan knows that. He's scared when it comes to going up against this Michigan team. He has not figured them out. And you've had 3 opportunities. Like I said, 3 strikes, you're out. You've had 3 opportunities to beat this Michigan team. You have not gotten it done when it matters. So Ohio State needs to get a coach in there that's offensive minded or something. Anything over Ryan Day at this point is an upgrade. I don't want to see Ryan Day back on this team next year. I really don't. Okay, he's a good person. I'm not questioning his coaching. He has all the coaching IQ in the world. But just when it comes to this Michigan team, throughout your career, you're 1-3 against Michigan. You lost the last 3 years to this team. That's inexcusable. And like I said, when you're on these teams, whether if it's Ohio State, Michigan, that strives nothing but championships, national championships. When those expectations aren't met, the season of fail. I don't care about the rest of the season. If Ohio State doesn't get in the college football playoff, the season's a failure. I don't give a damn about what we do in a bowl game, whatever bowl game Ohio State gets in. I don't give a damn what we do in that. The season's a failure. Okay, as an Ohio State and Ohio State fans know that we strive nothing but national championships. Same with Michigan. Like I said, 2 blue collar programs that strive nothing but success. And I said the same thing last year. Anything but a national championship is a failure. Period in the story. And Ryan Day hasn't gotten it done. And like I said, until he's off this team, we're going to continue to lose to Michigan year in, year out. And I don't want to hear anything about, oh, well, I don't want to hear anything about Ohio State fans talking about, oh, well, we've dominated Michigan the last 10 years before the 3 losses. Okay, but at the end of the day, guys, I don't give a damn about all that. Okay, you're talking about the past. What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? And Ohio State hasn't done anything against Michigan the last 3 years. That's all I know. At the end of the day, the script is flipping. Okay? You look at Ohio State, all the years Ohio State has dominated this Michigan team. Michigan team they're starting to dominate us now. In a good fashion. They're going to be confident going into next year. And what about next year for Ohio State? We're at home next year, but is there a guarantee we win that game? I don't know. Nobody knows at this point, but I do know that Ryan Day will not win us that game next year if he's the head coach for Ohio State. Until Ohio State brings in a new coach, the only way we'll beat Michigan is if we bring in a new coach. It's just that simple to me. It's that simple to me. Okay, at the end of the day, you have not gotten it done if you're Ryan Day, and it's time to go. Time to pack your bags. See you later. Okay, there's rumors about him going to Texas A&M. Go to Texas A&M for Ryan Day. I think he'll be a better fit there than he is in Ohio State. Okay, go to Texas A&M and be successful there, and see if you can turn around that program. With all your coaching IQ, you could probably take your talents down there and turn around that program in 1 year, 1 or 2 years, or whatever the case is, if he even decides to go there. But that's really all I have to say. Like I said, it's just frustrating as an Ohio State fan to see this team come up short in the game. That you wait 364 days or whatever it is, and then you come up short. But yeah, I mean that's just my opinion. I just think that Kyle McCord, Ohio State needs to find a new quarterback next year that's mobile, and Ohio State needs to hire a head coach that's offensive minded because Ryan Day is not that. And we've seen the last 3 years with your play call, your terrible play calling, that type of deal. It's just not going to get it done against Michigan. Michigan, like I said, they are creative. They're more creative offensively than Ohio State has been. Okay, there's no such thing as moral victories in this league. Okay, there's no such thing as moral victories. Ohio State lost by 6 points. Okay, cool. This game was closer. Cool. At the end of the day, we still took an L, and Michigan was the better team here. So again, congratulations to Michigan. Like I said, I don't like Michigan. I'm not hating on Michigan. Okay, I'm being a true sport here. Congratulations, you guys obviously were the better team than Ohio State has. You guys have everything going your way, and stuff like that. And wish you nothing but the best going forward. But like I said before, I think Michigan has what it takes to potentially win the whole thing. And like I said, it hurts to say that as an Ohio State fan, but I have to be real. They do have what it takes. With everything with every obstacle going their way, they've knocked down that obstacle and they've shown up when it matters most. So, like I said, congratulations to Michigan, and stuff like that. That's gonna wrap it for this video. Like I said, like, share, subscribe if you liked it. Comment your thoughts down below. And as always, go Bucks.